What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Another first-time VOD review of a player, actually. This is San on the Korean server, rank 2 right now. And you can see, honestly, you know, a bit up and down LP graph, but the last 20 looking really nice. 3.5 AVP. This is a new game, a game on the new patch. And you can actually kind of see already some ideas of what San is interested in trait-wise, but, you know, we'll talk about that more. But, you know, still very nice stats overall. And yeah, like I said, the only person who's ahead of San on Korea is actually Soldier Gang, that player that we VOD reviewed a little while ago. So, I mean, yeah, maybe I have an eye for it. Maybe I have an eye for Beast TFT players. But yeah, let's hop into this game and watch some San on the Korean server. This is, you know, a very high elo Korean lobby as well, so it'll be fun to just see what, you know, the Korean server looks like. This is on the new patch, so if you guys aren't in the know, new patch released today. Overall, I don't think the meta has shifted an insane amount. Just nerfs to some of the overperforming comps like Scrap, buff to some of the underperforming comps like Rebels. Chem Baron seems like it got what I was looking at. A tweet from Dasic basically said never play Chem Baron now. So I guess we'll see as the patch develops. But yeah, the meta's shaken up a bit, but not too much. So we start off here. The big thing, honestly, for San in this spot, and we'll see what we want to actually end up holding on to, is, you know, we have this Visionary Opener, we have an Amumu 2 right now. We're going to hold on to the Ziggs as well, maybe as some kind of like AP carry on this board, though I know a lot of people aren't that big into Ziggs anymore. But yeah, just holding AP units on in a decent start. Placebo Superstar is good for something. I mean, I certainly don't think it's going to be Superstars in this spot. Good for something in Placebo. I mean, I think actually if you're playing more for Lost Streak, then good for something actually seems better than Placebo. Though honestly, our board's not bad. We could, like, we do have potential to actually play for Win Streak here. Placebo is not the best Win Streak augment, but good for something. Yeah, I mean, you really want all your units to be dying, generally. It is a weird kind of situation where, like, augment like this, you want your units to die, but also you want to, ooh, and then we reroll everything and end up hitting risky moves. So I think this is a perfect augment selection here. And now we get to play a strong board with risky moves, which is fantastic here. And I mean, we can just lean AP from this spot. You could make an Ionic Spark Slam. Yeah, I think that's perfect when you're trying to play strongest board in this position. And we'll just, you know, sit on the Amumu for now. Like, kind of direction wise with this board, I would say you don't have much as far as like the units you're holding. You know, Sentinel boards, you can easily play into Sentinel type stuff. Maybe it's this shop that gives San some kind of direction already, an idea of what perhaps we want to play for this game. There's a Kogmaw in the shop and another Blitzcrank. We can get 4 Automata now on this board with the Nocturne as well, and this is going to be the direction. I was just saying, we don't have any direction. All of a sudden we really have direction. And I will say, like, I don't know, I wanted to go check, like, you know, tier lists and stuff and see where people are rating this Kogmaw comp, because I feel like it's certainly fallen off a bit. Yeah, Dish Soap's tier list puts it in C tier. If I just go to team compositions and look up Kogmaw, I mean, I really see more like Nocturne type comps. So it's interesting that, yeah, and I mean, if you look up Automata Kogmaw as a comp, Tactics Tools at least says it averages a 5. So this is not a very common comp, but I mean, look at our start, man. We're 4 Automata here. We have the Kogmaw. We have risky moves, which is going to help us, you know, potentially hit that stuff later. And we also have another Kogmaw that we can hold on to here. So now we're Cog pair and Blitz pair. And I imagine, yeah, we are going to hold on to this. And yeah, even go for the pre-level. I think this makes perfect sense from the perspective of the fact that, you know, and then Rod take, ooh, not, oh, it's, I mean, there's a Kogmaw on Carousel. We can take Kogmaw with Sword here. I mean, this is beautiful. We have Kogmaw too at 2-4. I mean, this is just like, I love this because, you know, there are players who would just say, I'm never going to play Kogmaw. This comp sucks, and just like not play around it at all. And I mean, this is just the power of being open to playing different stuff. You end up seeing this many Kogmaws, and all of a sudden we have Kog 2 off Carousel. The risky moves also hugely influential this game, right? And ooh, this is also another call here that, I mean, I think it's pretty reasonable. 4 Automata this early in the game is just so much stats and damage that why would you ever play another unit over 4 Automata? You know, getting Washer in is nice, but getting in another Automata unit seems really smart. So, I mean, this is going to be our board, and this is a big Kogmaw that I'm hyped to see what we can do with. Because, yeah, I mean, our early game is essentially secured. We are going to be strong until the end of stage 3, even into early stage 4. The question at this point is, when are we going to hit Kogmaw? Because we are really, really behind econ-wise compared to most people at this point because, I mean, look how expensive our board is. Our board is worth 20 gold right now. That's a lot of gold sitting on the board where, you know, a lot of people with a few 2-star 1 costs, you know, their board can be like 10 gold, sometimes even less. And so a board that's 20 gold, you really have to win streak in a spot like this. And San's keeping it up with the good slams. Just the Shojin onto Kogmaw, I think perfectly solid. You know, I think a lot of people, especially now that, you know, Automata is a solid version of Kogmaw that you can play, really just care about getting as many Automata procs as possible. Some gold for minions here, fantastic. The bow's nice as well. We can even make 30 here, which brings us to a great spot here. The only downside is we don't get a slam here, which is a little bit awkward. But I mean, really, you cannot be, yeah, I mean, as I've said a million times, you cannot be upset about this spot whatsoever. Wow, this is pretty aggressive as well. Just the early level 6, right? Yeah, he did it so quickly there that I almost missed it. But yeah, he just pushes 6 here, which is pretty expensive. But I mean, we get to play the Vladimir here. This is Watcher now onto the board. Also note that we are... Yeah, okay, I was about to say, this seemed a little bit crazy that we were not going to play Sniper on this board, just play another Automata instead of Sniper. So we are going to get this onto our board now that we have just, you know, quite solid frontline with all this stuff in. And this looks like the player that we did early level for, so hopefully we can pick up this win because it's pretty close. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, we are definitely good. I mean, beautiful level from San here. It looks like we really would have lost that fight without the level, so I think that makes perfect sense. Next, Augment here. This is diversified portfolio that actually, I'm pretty sure got hotfix reverted back to the other version. There's no like value of really taking it in this comp. Support mining, you know, a reasonable option. Pandora's will accelerate our ability to hit and will give us a good use for that gold that we're going to get soon. So I would not be that shocked to see a Pandora's pick up here. The only downside is for now, we don't have much to roll. Like, do you want to roll in this spot here? I mean, that's a Vlad 2. That is another 3 cost that we can roll and a 4 cost that we can potentially roll if we want to. Yeah, I think this makes perfect sense. The only downside to taking an augment like this is that you need gold to make this work. And yeah, we were kind of forced to roll a little bit on 6 here, which is really not what we want to be doing. We want to be like getting really, really quick to level 7 so that we can, you know, hit our Kogmaws, hit our Blitzcranks and stuff like this. But I mean, this is an acknowledgement from San as well that we're double econ augment here, but San's saying this comp caps out high enough with Cog 3, with Blitzcrank 3. I mean, it's a 3-cost reroll comp. These comps tend to cap out pretty high. If we can get there, we will, you know, be perfectly fine with our spot. And yeah, I mean, we pick up the Blitz 2, do a full lobby scout here. We'll just do the slow scout here, Rebel board, Dominator +1, Academy board, Sentinels board. Now we're back onto San. I will say, actually, somebody reached out to me with a really crazy tool that they had talked about, that they had created. I hope they don't mind me sharing, but it was basically like a VOD tool that is even better than, you know, the one I created, which, I mean, to be fair, I just kind of threw that together in Python, and I'm not a programmer by profession or even by study. So they said that tool might be available like coming soon. I don't know what their plan is for it for like the public, but I mean, they said I could try it out, which I'm excited for because, I mean, just you wait. If I get my hands on that tool, we're going to be going crazy. Pick up the belt off Carousel for the potential Sunfire Slam here. We're also waiting on the monkey. 25 gold is actually even, I mean, I wonder actually how happy San is about getting the 25 here. And also, wow, this is a deep roll down, but I mean, it makes sense. We have a lot of stuff to hit here. But yeah, I mean, I wonder how happy San is about the gold there, because honestly, I mean, it does allow us to get gold, but I mean, our big advantage over the lobby is that we're rich. We are so rich here on the win streak. I feel like we actually would have preferred actually to get something like items, though. I mean, once you're done with Cog and Blitzcrank items, I don't think you're that excited. Also, why have we not moved items actually from the Amumu over to the Blitzcrank? I mean, I guess the idea is that Amumu is Watcher here, but I'm pretty surprised that these items are still sitting on Amumu too, when we could have them on a 2-star 3 cost, which I would have to imagine is better. But I mean, still pretty great spot, I will say. 9 streak with the Kogmaw board, and just shows, like, this is a kind of like out of meta comp. Like I said, Dish tier list, like C tier, but a C tier when you high roll can work, and that's what TFT is all about. I'm sure most people will be like, he just giga high roll this spot. Like, anyone would play Kogmaw from this spot, but I know for sure that there are a lot of people who, would not end up playing Kogmaw from this spot, because they'd be like, I don't know, should I play Kogmaw? Should I play something else? And that flexibility is, like I said, I mean, it's what TFT is all about. We can hold on to, pretty much everything here. Wow, make another Nami too. This is actually huge. And there's another Kogmaw. Oh my god. We're actually almost Scar 3 here. I mean, yeah, we're one off Scar 3 here, so I think a deep roll is makes a lot of sense. We do hit Scar 3 here. We're also rerolling a 5 cost. There's Kogmaw 3. I mean, everything is coming up San House here in this spot. Like, this is insane. We make the Gnasher's Tooth here, going to make the Steadfast Heart as well, and then leave Sword open. I mean, I think these items are beautiful here. A little bit tragic. Certainly, Amumu is not the best item holder at this point, but I mean, San is just going to coast to... We'll see. We'll see if we win out the lobby, because that's the only question at this point. Last Augment here. I mean, I tend to like mentorship in comps like this. We don't have any 4 costs in yet is the only downside to that. But what are the other options? I mean, I don't really like Item Collector, Teaming Up, blah. He wasn't that happy for any of those. I mean, Malicious Monetization actually, well, it's triple econ though is the downside, yeah. And so we are just going to go for decent enough combat augment. Yeah, if we weren't double combat here already, I feel like Malicious Monetization would actually be fantastic here because we're so strong. It'd be so much gold to allow us to push 9, but I mean, we can kind of push 9 regardless, so why do we need Malicious Monetization? Wouldn't we rather just take a combat augment? I don't love an augment like this that really, you know, spreads power out, and we don't have any extra items this game. You know, maybe if the monkey had given us items, we could be excited about this, but, you know, it's good enough, and San just, you know, making the call that, you know, we need a decent enough combat augment. But yeah, we're actually going to lose. We're going to lose to Ezreal Reroll with the double Renans. They're not Renan's augment, which is kind of funny, and Renan's is not an academy item. It doesn't look like. Maybe it is, and it's just not showing the thingy around it. But I mean, interesting setup. This guy ends up playing Ezreal Reroll, and I mean, you can see the. I mean, this is why I guess you can say that people aren't as excited about playing around Automata. Is that, you know, like, we hit our entire board. We actually hit like way sooner. There's the Mals, by the way, beautiful. But like we actually still lost that fight, which is you know, a bit tragic. But I mean, such is life, I guess. Also, the items. I mean, Scar ends up kind of being our main tank here because we haven't hit Blitz 3 yet. Also, we did just sell off the Nocturne. I'm sure some people are like, oh, but what if you get like Automata emblem down the line? I mean, then we can find Nocturne again. It's fine. Making econ is more important, and then we still get to roll in these 4 costs to pick up stuff like the Ooh, another loss actually, which is quite insane. But you know, this allows us to pick up stuff like the Garen. I mean, our biggest issue at this point is we're still looking for that 3rd Kog'Maw item, and we're looking for better frontline. The upside is because we were so strong early, we are at least very healthy here, 56 HP, even from the -20. Wow, cloak here. What is the cloak? I'm actually shocked. I mean, I guess San's idea is like, what are our other takes there? Like, the only thing that we could take is like tier and then go double Shojin, which just seems like super overkill on the Cog. We want a real last item, Gunblade, GS, something like that. And so that must be the idea. But I mean, I guess this cloak is then going to become... I don't actually know. I guess we'll find out soon. But the cloak is a little sus here. Also, okay, thanks, spectator mode. Oh, well, I mean, that actually showed us real quick. I mean, it's actually great that the spectate comes in right now. Automata, this guy got to Dominators, Visionary, Sorcerer board, Rebel board, and then Quick Striker Sentinel board. Okay. And then first place is this so strong. Wait, actually, it's not that Ezreal board, right? Oh no, it is the Ezreal board. I was looking at the enemy perspective. All right. Well, I'm not sure exactly who we're fighting, but we'll come back to our board soon. I don't know how. I mean, sometimes your own game like bugs out like this, so I mean, I guess that's just a quirk of spectator mode. I'm not sure why it bugged out exactly, but okay. Anomaly here, quite important, right? Ooh, I wonder if you do ever take just giant sized here and say it's good enough. I feel like tank anomaly so good in this comp. The HP is, I mean, we'll see. I mean, especially if you want to itemize Blitz. Yeah, I mean, the Armor Namar is so good in conjunction with the HP. Wow, we're gonna roll past it. Wow, okay. Rolled over Bulwark as well. Calling card? I mean, do we want to risk it for a biscuit? I mean, yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. We get to look for, yeah, I was trying to look at what the best one is, but this is great. Worst case, you get Watcher. Best case, there's Automata. So now, wow, the deep roll here, because San just saying, like, we haven't hit everything that we need, so we really need to get 6 Automata online. So this is what we're going to do, and boom, 6 Automata. I think this is probably the last piece of the puzzle, right? Because we saw, I mean, this board was losing. We were losing fights, but wow, what great judgment from San to say, you know what, if I take 1,000 HP, it's actually not good enough. Roll down, we hit Calling card here, and this is going to allow us to gap high enough to, I mean, we'll see about win the lobby, but, you know, potentially win the lobby, get strong enough. So the 6 Automata is really, really nice, and it looks so silly with the Amumu with the Anomaly on it. But I mean, it was beautiful there because worst case, we get Watcher +1, throw that onto Blitzcrank, and we're pretty happy. There's another tier, Glove. I mean, we'll now see, like, San can build anything here. I'm really curious to see what he thinks is, like, best last item here on Kogmaw. Looks like it's the Gunblade. Yeah, that's also a Mel. Oh my god. Yeah, just level for the Mel. Are we going to... Okay, we're going to make adaptive here. I know people are very, very high on Automata Mel with the idea that she just procs it so easily. We'll see if it ever ends up going over to the Mel. I won't say that this game is not high roll, by the way. I mean, these are hand-picked shops. I mean, the items were awkward for a little bit, but now they're hand-picked items. Like, I won't lie to you. I cannot lie and say that that San... I mean, he's played a great game, and I love... every decision that San has made this game with the rolling for Anomaly, I think was beautiful. You know, the way he's prioritized items, the way he just opened himself up to a line that I think a lot of people would say, who cares about Kogmaw? I'm not holding that garbage. But I mean, this is what TFT is all about, is like the quote unquote bad lines work when you hit everything, right? And that's what you love to see, you know, when, like, if this was the world finals or something like this, you know, and somebody playing like a suboptimal comp that you can potentially win with, I think that is, I don't know. I think it's fun to watch, but I mean, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I mean, at this point we're coasting to level 9, looking just to see like what we want to add to this board at this point. There's really not that much. I mean, Dominator, you could add a Mordekaiser to this board or something like that. We could add more 6 costs if we hit them. But you know, we could add another Firelight, I guess. You know, because I mean, that's probably the most straightforward. Next add is just random Echo onto this board, which isn't amazing, but you know, decent. This guy with the stars on the Heimerdinger. I mean, looking at fights like this, it does seem like, and we actually got to see a damage chart check there, which is pretty cool. Thanks, my tool, for checking damage there. 6.8k, not bad for, you know, not a super long fight. There's another Automata +1, which, I mean, you would definitely take this if Mr. Mortdog would allow it. Oh my, it's just so gross. I mean, I won't, I mean, you guys know this is illegal. This is actually illegal. I mean, now we can cut the Nocturne for anything else. And we get to put the Automata emblem on the Mel like we were talking about. I mean, this is just gross. And this is kind of a funny call, but I mean, I think it makes sense. Play double Amumu here over the Tristana, because Tristana has a good bit of attack speed. We already have a lot of attack speed, is I guess the main call. And like this Amumu here, I mean, he's going to get a ton of Armor Damar. He's going to be like a decent amount of tankiness here. So I guess it makes sense. It's kind of crazy though. But yeah, once again, these fights, it really feels like the Gunblade is performing so highly here. You know, who cares about something like an Archangels? Really just making the front line last longer and just getting to as many procs as possible on that Automata, especially when you're playing around 6, is so good here. So, I mean, really good call by San to make this, because he could have certainly made like an Archangels or something like that. And I mean, it really feels like all these fights are being swung by the fact that we have a Gunblade, though. That is really bad, being same side as Mordekaiser. Oh, we get pulled in and just kind of clapped by this guy. Actually, I mean, what a strong board. There are 6 Dominators and a lot of other scary stuff. So at least we can start looking at pushing 9 here. Once again, level 9 is pretty underwhelming. You almost want to just throw a random like Emissary onto the board like that Tristana, but we'll see there. Quick Lobby Scout. I'm mostly interested in, yeah, it's the Academy board is still outperforming. There's the Dominator board, and then the other guy, I mean, if they live, we'll care about them. Next item here, I mean, we have stuff like Nashers for to get Mel casting faster. I mean, I was thinking you could like TG somebody, but it's pretty awkward, right? Gunblade on the Mel, wow. I'm actually pretty surprised, because I wonder how much damage Mel herself is actually doing. But okay, I mean, maybe it says, you know, we have enough mana generation. Nashers doesn't have great synergy with Adaptive Helm, so might as well do this setup. But yeah, I mean, you can see where the nerfs to this comp hit it. Like, our front line is a lot less tanking than it was in the past. But I mean, just barely winning that fight. I mean, that's huge, right? And that's a really strong board. That should be a tough matchup, like we were talking about. I mean, that was a board that was capping out insanely high. We are gonna fit Mbessa onto the board, so that's our final in for now. Get the Mordekaiser. Oh, a little Mordekaiser Mbessa. We get to play Conqueror as well as Dominator, of course. Yeah, that's a beautiful way to finish out the board. The Armor Damar from Mbessa is pretty mediocre, because we already have so much from Automata, but you know, you're never sad about a little extra Armor Damar. And the Mordekaiser is actually another decent unit on the board. At this point, he's really just CC. We don't really care about the carry aspect of Mord here, but I mean, quite chill. Now we get to roll for 5 costs because we're level 9, so if we can find something like a Malzahar 2, I imagine these items are going to come off of Mal onto Mal's, but we'll see. And the spot, I mean, we've locked in a top 2. It's just us and this Academy board. So the battle of the 3-cost rerolls. Will this patch be all 3-cost reroll? I'm going to say probably not, but I mean, this game certainly is. We do lose this fight. Honestly, I want to go back and VOD review this guy who played Academy, but I mean, can't do it. That's Mal's. I mean, you got to... Wow, I'm really... Okay, I was about to say, I think you have to take the Mals here. You can't even reforge the Titans if you want to. We don't hit it just yet. He is going to go for the full reforge here. Hits another Sunfire, which is so tragic. Also gets the Garen in here. And the 4 Watcher setup, actually, is the final idea here. I mean... Honestly, I think this makes a lot of sense. Like I said, the Mel, not the Mel. I mean, the Mel's doing an insane amount. Her mom, Mbessa, spoilers, not really. I'm pretty sure that was Arcane Season 1. But Mbessa really not doing this much Arm and Amar wise, and you're really also not getting that much out of the Mordekaiser unitemized. We do it the Malzahar too. I imagine but now Mel is awakened. You know, she's when we've dropped low HP, she's gotten that extra damage. So wow, I mean, it's a crazy call, but I think it could make sense. Keep the items on Mel here over the Mals. I'd love to actually see the damage chart, but I can't see it that easily here. So we'll see, is upgraded Mel enough? This board that we were fighting looked so crazy before, and I don't think it is going to be enough. So it's going to be a solid top 2 from this Kogmaw board. So, you know, everything goes right and you go top 2. I mean, maybe C tier is right. After watching this game, I don't think I'm going to be excited to play Kogmaw, but hey, if I natural a Kogmaw too and I get a disgusting spot for it, I mean, a top 2, you take those. And also, I mean, this board we fought was insane, right? The Ezreal 3 with the triple. Oh, it was Renan's. It must have just been someone else, but triple Renan's, Ez 3, Renan's on this Jace, all this stuff around here is disgusting. So, I mean... What can you say? What can you say? I'm not that shocked that we lost this game. And this comp certainly, you know, Sans comp certainly could have won a lot of lobbies, but I mean, this comp's too strong. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Metafy, all my other links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks always for watching.